Peace family, what's going on, man? Appreciate y'all coming to the channel. Please like, subscribe. If you have any questions, make sure you drop down in the comments. I'm pretty good about getting back to the comments. Also, if you have any knowledge for me, man, hey, please drop it in the comments because I'm still learning, always learning. So always open to information. But yeah, so what I want to get back to what the title was talking about, the quickest way to build business credit in 2019. Some of you may not agree with this, and that's perfectly fine. You know, like I said, drop down in the comments and let me know your expertise. This is what I've seen. And, you know, hey, I'm not an accountant or a financial advisor. You know, consult your attorney, consult your accountant, all that. You know what I mean? Entertainment purposes. So, back to the deal. The quickest way, man, I think is going to be for a new business. We're talking about fresh business, new business, new LLC, new corporate, whatever you're doing, nonprofit, whatever. It's going to be to PG. What is PG? If you're new to the business credit realm, hear what I talk about. PG means personal guarantee. That means you will be a personal guarantor for your business. It's no different, well, it's similar. Let me stop. It's very similar to if you're going to get a car, and then you need a co-signer for that car. So you tell your mother or your sister or your girlfriend or boyfriend, they co-sign for you. So that means if you miss a payment on that car, then the co-signer is held liable. So it'll end up reflecting on their credit, or they're just responsible for it. It's very similar. When you're a personal guarantor for your business, then you are held liable if the business defaults. Then it will show up on you personally. Now, most credit cards, lines of credit, loans don't show up on your personal credit. Maybe except for like Capital One, Spark cards. Though, I mean, in my opinion, not a very good business card. But it depends on where you at on your journey. But not my opinion, not a very good one, because they report to both. But let me get back on track. Most do not report to your personal unless you're defaulting on it. So, with that being said, if you're going to move in this journey, on this journey with building a business, anyway, I think you need to have good personal credit anyway, right? But if it's not good, there are things you can do to start building your business there. And I do understand most people want to keep the business separate from the individual, and I agree with you. I'm just saying, starting off, you know, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to take the time? Are you willing to jump start with some jumper cables? Are you willing to jump start it and get rolling? So it all depends. So I'm gonna break it down just a little bit. So typically, places want like a 680 or better, and it's just not the store. I mean, it's just not the score. It depends on your credit utilization, your length of history, your mix of accounts, debt to income. Like all of these things are kind of factors when PGing. So, but typically standard will say 680 or better, preferably 700, preferably 720 or better. But not to say you can't get it when it's lower. That's just preferable. You can probably get approved some places with 620, 650s. You have to talk to your banks and your institutions. Talk to your local banks, talk to your credit unions, and see what the criteria is for business credit, business and lines of credit, which is my personal favorite, business credit cards. And I don't like business loans as much unless you have a very, very strategic, thought out, successful plan, because you have to pay that money, start paying that money back. You know, lines of credit, credit cards, you pay as you use it. So there's going to be a different kind. There's other ways to build business credit. This is just my opinion on the quickest way. So there are going to be some people out there who have a program where they offer to actually go out and get business credit funding for you, right? So they may provide a service where they say, you know, hey, we charge 9 to 12% on the back end of what we get you, based upon your current personal credit and what you get approved for. Now, you just have to see the value in this if it works for you. So this is what they provide. They provide the relationships with the knowing what businesses pull what institutions pull what credit via, if they pull an Experian, pull an Equifax, if they pull an TransUnion, which one is the best for you. They have these relationships, and they already know. So pretty much if you have a personal credit card average, your average limit is around 10,000, and say they get you 5 credit cards. Now you get 5 10,000 credit cards, so that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. You got 5 $10,000 credit cards in your business name based off of your personal credit, right? So what that will result to is 5 personal hard inquiries on your personal credit, but you would get $50,000 towards your business, right? So with that being said, if you do get approved for $50,000, let's just say they take 10% for easy math, they will take $5,000 on the back end that will charge you for getting approved for that $50,000. Now the pros to this is they pretty much the ones they hold your hand, they take you through the process, they do it for you. So if you got the time, you got the money, you got the credit, and you just want to get up and going, that may be a route you want to choose, right? So some of you may think that's a lot, but you say, hey, I'm getting $50,000, you charging me 5, it's business. Or you might be like, that's a lot of money. But who's to say? You might get approved for 20, right? So then they only charge you $2,000. So it just depends on where you're at. So, or you can go and actually call these banks yourself, see what they require, and if you fit their standards, then just go apply to these places within that same time frame. I mean, I did it. I applied to several places within a day, at least 3 or 4, and that was personal and business. I was in a position to do that, and I did it. But I'm not saying I had the best results or anything like that, but I'm saying you can do it. You just have to take the time to call, pick up the phone, see what people need. Now this is just the quickest way to jumpstart it. Now I know a lot of you here because you don't want to have the two together. That's fine. I agree with you. You know the individual and the business, you want them separate. You don't want to be held liable for the business stuff, and I get that. So I will say this: if you end up getting 5 inquiries and getting 5 business credit cards, then there may just be a way for you to remove those inquiries off of your personal credit. Therefore, you can go on the next 3 or 4 months, you can go apply for 5 more cards, right? That's a strategy. Another strategy is to also call these institutions every 3 or 4 months and ask for a credit limit increase. If they're going to ask if they're going to pull hard, if there's going to be a hard pull. If it's going to be a hard pull, don't do it. If it's going to be a soft pull, then yeah, do it, because it's not going to affect your personal credit score. The reason you don't want to do a hard pull is because you can open up a whole new account rather than see if you can get an increased limit. So you got to weigh that out if that works for you. It does not make sense for me. So do that. Another thing is, after you've already, because all of these cards you can get to report to your business credit. Now after you got these accounts reporting and you're doing business, you're making money, you want to separate yourself from these cards. You can actually close the cards. And when you close those cards, we'll just say that you can already go out and get new cards without providing your social as a personal guarantor. You know what I mean? But you already have to your business has a good history of paying its bills, so it becomes easier over time, 2 years, 3 years, tax returns, making money. It becomes easier to actually apply for this stuff without your personal guarantor. So it is possible out here, one, to build business credit without personal guaranteeing, but you need to be, now things are shifting. They're at least going to want an authorized representative. But there's certain card things you can do, and literally be making money is one of them. Being in business for a few years, having 2 years worth of tax returns. Once you start getting up there to those situations, it becomes easier. But it's challenging starting off, because you can kind of hit a ceiling. That's what I'm going through. You can kind of hit a ceiling with applying without a personal guarantee. But I did get a couple of cards and accounts without it. So it is very possible for you to get started, and some of you may not need that much money. You might need to break down how much money do you need to get started and what are you going to do. That's the main thing. You get the funding, but what is your plan? So, you know, you might need to go to SBA.gov and make a business plan. But I just wanted to drop that, man. Of course, I can talk about this topic all day, but just to keep it short, keep it quick, because it's 10 minutes, and a lot of y'all attention span, you know, probably didn't make it through half of this video. So peace, man. If y'all got any questions for me, y'all got any, you know, comments, you know, drop them below. Like and subscribe once again.